Hello, random internet viewer. Yes, the title is correct. I think Godzilla is real, and I'm going to explain why. Not only is Godzilla real, but I'm pretty sure Fat Man and Little Boy were used to vaporize him, not as a show of force, but to kill a giant monster attacking Japan. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you know I don't just say this stuff. I do have a logic behind it. So let me walk you through my logic, and you can decide for yourself if Godzilla is real or not. Sounds silly, but I'm serious. This is kind of mind-blowing. Number one, in 1946, Truman dropped 2 atomics on Japan. The war, D-Day, occurred in 1945, 1 year earlier. So for some reason, Truman dropped Fat Man and Little Boy on Japan 1 year after the war officially ended, and he dropped it on 2 completely random cities that had nothing to do with anything. It was claimed to be a show of force. Okay, but I'm pretty sure America is not around to vaporize cities just to show you that we can. I mean, why not Germany? Why not drop one in the ocean and point and say, hey guys, look at that, we can do that too. But nope, vaporize 2 cities. That's weird. That's a little odd to me. So that's the first question. The weird timing and weird placement of Fat Man and Little Boy. Number 2, why do the Japanese forgive us so readily? I mean, seriously, if you understand anything about Japanese culture, they're a little xenophobic, but they're incredibly brave. Now, they shut down their entire country hundreds of years ago to keep foreigners out. Why? Because they were afraid foreigners would come in and destroy their cities. That's the Japanese culture. They're still a little bit xenophobic, not as bad, but not as welcoming as outsiders. Still a great place though. Now, not only that, but the Japanese are incredibly brave. I mean, some of the bravest people on the planet. They have kamikaze pilots, samurais, and ninjas. They're not known for being cowards. So a show of force isn't going to do much, considering it happened a year after D-Day. So that's weird. So why did Japan forgive us so easily? I mean, in America, we're still angry about Pearl Harbor. That just destroyed a couple boats. We vaporized 2 cities, and Japan's reaction was, nah, bro, you're good. Again, they shut down their entire country because they were afraid of foreigners destroying their cities. And in 1946, what happened? Foreigners came and destroyed their cities, and their collective response was, we're good. I'm sorry, what? We're still pissed about Pearl Harbor, and they're okay with Nagasaki and Hiroshima? That seems odd. So question number 2, why did Japan forgive us so darn easily? Again, we're not friends with anybody else like we are with Japan. We're buddies with Japan. Number 3, atomics, or atomic energy, and monsters are huge in Japan. Why? Well, we're the ones that drop the bombs, so why aren't we the enemies? Why aren't we the bad guys? It's always not America the bad guy. Other things, atomics creating monsters. They're intertwined. Akira, Godzilla, lots of stuff in Japan involves atomics and monsters. And yet, when we do atomic stuff, it's always just death and destruction. But Japan adds monsters to it. That's a little weird. That's a little weird that their society is so much into monsters and atomics, not just atomics. Number 4, let's talk about the big guy himself, Godzilla. What exactly is Godzilla? Is he a villain? Is he a mascot? Sometimes he's a hero, but the original Godzilla, what was he? I mean, seriously, can you imagine the pitch meeting for Godzilla in the 50s? I'll do a pitch meeting like that guy on YouTube does. Yes, hi, I have an idea for a giant monster that attacks Tokyo. Okay, so this monster is then defeated by heroes, right? No, he just goes after Tokyo. Giant monster just destroys Tokyo until some clever guy finds a way to send him off. Okay, what about our military? I mean, we just got out of a war. We want good PR that we have a strong military, right? Oh no, the military is useless. Kills everybody, destroys half of Tokyo. Okay, so is this a science fiction film? What kind of film is this? Oh, it's a horror film. The horror being that there's no protagonist. This is half a story. So a giant monster is angry for some reason, attacks Tokyo, and then eventually just goes away. Why is he angry? Oh, that's easy. Because Americans nuked him. Wait, shouldn't he be angry at the Americans then? I mean, why is he going after Tokyo? If they woke him up, shouldn't the movie be him attacking America and we're coming to save them? No, he just really hates Tokyo. Wow, that's great PR and a great storyline. Let's do it. I mean, come on, guys. Do you think that's how Godzilla was created? So, number 4. Why is Godzilla's origin and motivation so weird? Remember, he just attacks Tokyo. Why would you create a monster whose sole purpose is to kill your own people? As a fantasy idea. As a horror idea. That's a little weird. I mean, it's okay for horror, but he disappears, hates Japan, and then goes away. That's weird. Now, let's talk about this. If this was a scientific paper, which it's not, but if this was, we would have a hypothesis that would try to answer these 4 questions. So let's try it. 1. The hypothesis in 1946, Truman dropped Little Man or Fat Man and Little Boy on Japan in order to kill a giant monster that was attacking them. I know it sounds silly, but let's do it. Number 1. Does this explain the weird timing and location of the atomic items? I don't want to say, the W word. Yes, it does. If they were trying to kill a giant monster, that would completely explain why they nuked Japan a year after the war ended. A year after the war ended. 2 cities vaporized. If they were trying to destroy a monster, that would make a lot of sense. Does that answer number 1? I think it does. What do you think? Number 2. Why did Japan forgive us so easily? Well, if what really happened is that we were showing them force after the war ended, that's highly insulting, and I would be pissed and I'd hold it against them, yet Japan forgave us. However, if we dropped those weapons to save them from a giant monster, their forgiveness can be easier to understand. You saved us from a giant monster. Yeah, you took out 2 cities, but no worries. You saved us from a giant freaking monster. Thank you, America. All is forgiven. Does it answer number 2? To me, it does. Number 3. Atomics and monsters. Well, come on. Right? If the first 2 are accurate, then the third one's going to be accurate because that makes a lot of sense. And number 4, just to explain Godzilla's weird origin where he just appears, attacks Japan, and then goes away. Yeah, that would exactly explain why Godzilla is like he is, why he hates Japan so much, and why Americans aren't to blame. Because we vaporized him. He attacked them, and we saved them by vaporizing Godzilla. So, what do you think? Is Godzilla real, or am I just using too much of the good stuff? Answer in the comments.